Okay, wonderful.
Well, thanks,
So,
Asinit. Very nice to meet you. It's an honor to meet the CFO of BioPharm, and thank you for coming to the table.
it's an honor for me as well. Thank you very much for bringing the opportunity to us.
Yes, it's a very interesting opportunity, and also for us, we have been talking to multiple companies about this plant, but BioPharms looks like a potential that is not only good for us but also good for the plant itself.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, we appreciate that. In fact, we have also been kind of evaluating this opportunities, this new product, and while we have our plans very well culled out to start doing this organically, bottoms up. Uh, Now, I think it's an interesting time that you bring this opportunity, and let's see if we can kind of come to a you know some sort of situation where it makes sense for both of us, because I'm sure you have put a lot of hard work in building this brand
Yeah,
and this product
yeah,
in
for
the market,
sure.
and
Yeah, I
uh,
think it can be an excellent springboard for you guys, and a good opportunity to acquire both the Celtec plant, but also the Petrocheck patent. But like you say, the product is very solid, and together you could have it for, like, 30 million is an easy go around for us.
how much did you say? Sorry, I didn't get the number.
Oh, I said 30 million.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay, I think let's come to the number per se, but let me just share with you some of our considerations as we look to evaluate this opportunity for us.
Sure.
The first clear the consideration which you would appreciate is for us is to what is the build versus buy case, right? So there is an internal evaluation we have done already in terms of what it will take to do it ourselves. Of course, it will take a little more time than actually going ahead and acquiring something, but it brings it with it the advantages of having no legacy issues, right? Because when you acquire something, then you have to have a full round of integration process, and there are of course people process related, I would say, differentiated culture issues that you have to deal with what you are used to doing in your own organization, right?
Sure.
So that is something we can keep it clean. We can do it ourselves. We are experts at doing something like this. It will take a little more time. We are very close to actually starting the operations. We have just to share with you. Also, we have kind of even closed the land where we want to start this. It's very close to our existing setup, right? So we are in a good space there. Now, the other important consideration for us is whatever we look at, when we have this conversation, it should fully align with our strategy of the organization in terms of what we do.
Right.
As you would appreciate, we are a pharmaceutical company, and one of these patents that you have, it right now doesn't really fit in our strategy, because it's more for the oil companies, and for governments and oil companies, the petrocheck product. So we are not sure how we're going to utilize this at all,
Right.
right? And what will we do with this? So while we are very interested in having a conversation on Depox, but petro check doesn't fit in those in our scheme of things at this point in time. Just to
Sure.
share with you, honestly.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Well, so I have interested parties both in the plant and in the patent. I think it's pretty known that both ELF in Europe, and we even have a letter of intent from Exxon for the patent itself, and then pharmaceutical giants Biogen and Pfizer have engaged with us in talks about the plant. And so for me as a CFO, I can make the sale independently and make my superiors very happy with the returns that they get. But but I also want to take into consideration the current state of the plant. And so we have super capable workers there that are experts in their fields, and I selling these things separately would mean that we would have to lay them off, disrupt their families, and so therefore the biofarm option is looks good to me because it will allow us to keep not only the plant, the workers, but also the community intact. And so yeah, so my plea to you is can you help me help those workers and keeping the very qualified workers in place there, because like I said, I would very much hate to disrupt both their families and the community.
No, that's a very fair point that you make. Tell me something, because I'm not very aware of the capability that is required. What kind of capability you have for this PetroCheck product? So, can these people be trained in pharmaceutical industry by any which way where we can utilize them in our existing factories, if not doing the PetroCheck piece?
For sure. Yeah, we have both biochemists and engineers, both electrical engineers and systems engineers there, and so cross training should be a very easy setup to do there.
And what is the size of this workforce of the PetroCheck product?
Um, it is about 70 people.
And what is the total size of the plant?
In terms of output or revenues.
Both, no, no, workforce. I mean, both Deepox and PetroCheck. What is the total size of the workforce?
You're breaking up a bit. What was the question?
No, I'm asking for the entire plant for both your Deepox as well as the PetroCheck products. What is the total workforce strength?
70 people.
Okay, and how many of them will only be focusing on PetroCheck?
Um, Let me just refer to my numbers here.
Okay.
I believe it's about half.
Okay, so basically we are talking about the how do we make sure that those 35 people don't lose their jobs
Hmm.
as you do this transition
Right.
in the absence of PetroCheck patent, and
Yes.
and how do we kind of retain them,
Yeah.
or make sure their families are taken care of. Now tell me something, just again for me to understand, if you sell the PetroCheck patent to someone else,
Uh-huh.
right, and you sell the Deepox plant to us, is there a possibility for these people, some of these people, if not all, to be absorbed in that organization because they will be doing work with them in kind of running the PetroCheck operations?
Of course, there is that chance, but it's a big hypothetical, and with new owners coming in, it's nothing that we could guarantee.
Okay. And even if we take care of these people, all the 35 people that you mentioned, what would be the kind of price in your mind, excluding the PetroCheck patent?
Um, so I value the we value the plant itself at 20 million and the patent at 10 million, and that's our 30 million price tag that I mentioned earlier.
I see. I see. I see. And this 20 million that you mentioned seems to be a little different from what at least we saw and our accountant saw in your books. Because there, what I saw, and just correct me if I'm wrong, your book value of the plant is $11 million. There is an 8 million of insurance that you have,
Uh-huh.
and the land parcel that you have, that is what we also know, that in the vicinity there is a land parcel which was sold
Right.
for 500,000, so $500,000 of the same size and scale. So is that what you're kind of totaling up to around $20 million?
I mean, so the book value is, of course, just based on appreciation, and so the real value, real estate value, we assess higher both for the plant and for the land itself. But I mean, these are our assessments of real estate value and property value and equipment value. But yeah, but in the books, these things have been amortized to a book value, but that does not represent the real value, of course.
No, sure, I understand, but I think isn't the real estate market being tough over there? I suppose there has been a 20% drop over the last 2 years
Right.
in the market.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, if we were selling the house itself, probably a tough, long going sale, and uh,
Sure.
and so yeah, the market is what the market is. Following the current economy, and then real estate in this area has definitely taken a hit in the past years, but nationwide things are on an upscale, as you probably know.
Yeah, it's at least at our end, it's a little bit of a struggle because land prices have not really been appreciating.
Hmm.
That is something that we will have to take a punt on what is the real value there.
Right.
But apart from land price, tell me some other thing. So this $20 million of the plant value is inclusive of the insurance and everything.
Yes.
Okay, so it is the total value of the plant.
Hmm.
Uh, and what would be the value? And this also, I'm assuming, includes the value of the entire workforce, the 70 people that you have.
Right.
Right, right, right. So if we go ahead and absorb the entire workforce and take the plant without taking the patent, it will cost us $20 million. Is that what you're saying?
That is our asking price.
Okay, okay. So let me just give it a thought. Or, you know, some evaluation I had also done on this, and my sense was that there has been a little bit of a depreciation on the overall the plant and equipment. I mean, of course, the employee costs will appreciate, and that is a hit we have to take, and we would appreciate that. That's something we have to take care of. We also understand there is a some $200,000 of liability that you have in your books on the debt side, which either of the parties will have to take care of. So,
Yeah,
so that's something we should keep in mind.
for sure.
The other thing I would like to share with you is the this plant is would be 70 miles away, from our headquarters where most of our expert engineering staff is. So even in terms of getting synergies, there will be a cost to kind of build in there. Either we move people somewhere in between the two locations, or
Yeah, but
we find a way to
Ajit,
work together. Yeah.
Ajit, that is in my mind a very kind of like half glass empty point of view. 70 miles is with the freeway infrastructure there. It's about a 1 hour drive, and so yeah, so you could even say that it's close to your headquarters if you think about this our industry in a global scale. So I would actually count that as a benefit and an additional value for you guys.
Okay, I'll take your word because I mean, 70 miles could mean very different things, at least in the Indian market.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. For of course. I mean, you can drive for an hour in Los Angeles and get 5 miles, but
Yeah, sure.
this is a pretty
Yeah,
rural
it's
industrial
it's
area,
not
and
stone
it's
throw.
it's it's super quick.
Yeah, it's not a stone throw distance away, but yeah, it's accessible. I'm not saying it's inaccessible,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, that's something we can live with still. That's why I mean, we are having
I
this
would
conversation as well.
absolutely.
Uh, right, right. So here is what I would suggest. The way I look at it, at least the way the team looks at it, there is a price. So first of all, let's keep the petro check piece out of this discussion because that will not make sense for us. It'll unnecessarily become a stumbling block for our conversation.
Right.
Uh, Looking at the plant in its entirety, including everything, the insurance, the people, the plant and equipment, and the land. We value it somewhere close to around 15 to 16 million dollars. Just to be honest with you,
Right.
and now there is an additional uh, kind of task for us to be able to absorb that workforce. So we don't have immediate openings as such. So I don't know what we'll do with them. And there will be a I mean, we'll grow. Hopefully we are a growing company, and at some point we would like to take care of them. But that will be some time away,
Mm-hmm.
and then there'll be a cost to train them and retrain them and everything.
Right.
So I'd like to take your guidance there. Is there a sort of a good exit money that we can give to them, which will kind of satisfy them, and they can give them some time till they search and keep them paying on till they search for the job, or do we have to retain them forever? I mean, we can take hard calls here, but I just want to be as much considerate as possible for the people, and to make sure the families don't suffer because of this
Yeah.
transition.
Yes, I mean that is definitely a scenario that we've played out in our heads and talked about, but one that we've tried as much to stray away from. And so for us to
Right.
pay the bare minimum amount of severance for these workers, that would cost us a little over $2 million.
Okay, okay. But will that be sufficient to ensure that there are no, for example, the current operations of the product we are interested in, that doesn't get affected, because people are kind of sharing the workspace and everything.
Yeah,
So it should have a negative impact on the rest of the plant.
yeah, that would be sufficient.
Okay.
But like
So
I
a couple
said,
of million.
yeah,
Yeah, I see. I see. So, so let's say we even buy that out from you,
right,
right? The severance also buy it out from you,
right,
and kind of we make it part of the deal itself,
yeah,
and with a clear clause there that uh, once you will front end that on our behalf,
right,
because you are close to these people and you understand them well.
of course,
But you will leave the operations in a working state for us to be able to take over, then smoothly and in a streamlined way run the operations
right,
once these people retire from the work. So that could be one option we can look at,
yeah.
with severance package included in that. But that would take us to somewhere close to 18, if I take it on the face of what you're saying me, 18
Yeah.
million dollars.
Yeah, and
uh,
yeah, and 18 through your lens and 22 through my lens. The so let me ask you this: uh, are you by any chance going to the CFO conference in New York later this month? The CFO Dimensions, October 19th to 20th.
I may be there.
Okay. I because I head up a steering committee for that conference, and it's coming up soon, and I would love to be able to have that be an event for us to meet and in person and shake hands on this endeavor of us. And so how about this? How about we 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 nail the price for the plant at 19. We take the $200,000 escrow hit for us, and
Sure.
and when and if you're in New York for the CFO conference, I will take you out to dinner with some of our top CFOs, and we have Peter Oppenheimer from Apple. The CFO is going to be there. Keith Sheeran from General Electric, and so it's going to be a great event for both us to meet and also mingle with these world leading CFOs.
So you're saying just for me to summarize what you're saying, you're saying let's close the deal at 19 million dollars.
Yes.
Uh, you would take care of the debt liability, you would take care also of the severance as
Yep.
part of that, and
Yes.
you will hand over the operations to us in a running state with 35 employees.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And how much time would this take you to do?
We can turn this around super quickly. I mean, we already have the 200,000 in escrow, and in terms of the staff severance, that is something that we can carry out in a matter of weeks. I mean, like I said, this is a scenario that we have prepared for. So I think within like if we go aggressively, we can close this out in 2 weeks, and yeah, it'll be good.
I understand. And just if you don't mind, I just want to ask one more question. Given that this is a market which is quite opportunistic at this point in time, the couple of products that you have,
Right.
why are you looking to sell it out?
What is that?
I said, given the opportunity in the market on both the products,
Mm-hmm.
why are you really looking to sell it out? Is there a specific reason just for me to know?
Right. For us, I mean, so the Petrocheck market for us is lucrative, but steady. And we are just trying to sell this to be able to focus our operations, because we found that our divergent focus in our strategies are is causing us to not get the outcomes or results that we want. So this for us, this is to internally focus.
And what about the Depop's product? Isn't that doing well for you?
It is.
Okay. So are you going to move out of this business altogether, or what will happen?
Um, well, I mean, it's we I don't really want to put all of our strategic cards on the table in terms of what that looks like. But we definitely want be as key of a player in that market as we currently are.
Okay. So you have other plants producing Depop's product as well across the country?
Yes.
You do. Okay. 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 And anything else we should be aware of in terms of the location, the people? Are there any site level issues which we should be aware of as we take over this plant?
Um, what's the kind? Site level considerations?
Right. I mean, are there any issues on site with the workforce, with any labor union or anything that we should be aware of, in that area?
No. This, like I said, this would be a turnkey operation for you guys to take over.
Okay. Okay. And once the petro check piece is stopped, while the people side you will manage on the operational efficiency of this plant, I'm saying the profitability of this plant, will it continue to be as profitable as it is right now?
Yes, it would. Like the plant, if with the reduction in force, it will in fact be slightly more profitable than it is now, for the bottom line.
Okay. Okay. Because I didn't get any sense of the numbers on the profitability right now. Is there something you can share with me? Is the plant profitable at this point?
Yes. Let me just look that up. Yeah. Yes. We have sales of $150 million, and a 8% profit margin on that.
But that would also include Petrocheck, or no? Or this is only for the Depox?
No, that is combined. But so
Okay.
the
So
but
X.
but the Petrocheck is a little bit less profitable. So the profit margin would probably be slightly higher without it.
improve that once we take that.
Mhm.
Okay, so given what you're saying, I think it makes sense from our end. I think we have to also take this call very quickly. So let's go ahead with the deal.
All right. Okay, so that sounds
Yeah,
great, Ashint. Especially now that we are closing up on our time box here. Uh, I will have our team draft the contracts over the weekend, and we will hopefully be able to get something from our legal team to you by the end of day Monday, tomorrow, and we can take it from there.
sounds good.
All right, Asin, it was a pleasure meeting you. Are you going to make the CFO conference? I would love to have you spend some time with us there.
No, I would love to meet you there
Yes.
and
Okay.
formally shake hands.
Yeah, for sure. And I will let Keith and Peter know that you will be coming, and we'll go to some good steakhouse up in New York.
Wonderful,
All
wonderful. I
right.
appreciate that.
Okay. Great seeing you, Asint. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and we'll be in touch end of day Monday with our contract drafts.
Wonderful. Thanks, buddy. And love talking to you. So role change again.